who seem to remember attending in 1963, another early, it's, as you can see, opening August 7th and 8th, 1969. The 6 years started in 1963. This is the only attraction that was built in two places in the world at the same time. Right about 1969, as they were opening, of course, we were tooling up. The Haunted Mansion was the first attraction built here, and in fact was completed at least 6 months before the park opened. So all the designs were done to the reality. We'll go back. So there's your sketch, and then here's the reality of that. And here is our mansion here, and you can see in the lower right side, that is our mansion under construction. And then our stately mansion at night. Now at the bottom of this, it says Haunted Mansion. That looks like our mansion, but it says Fantasyland. In Japan, the mansion is in Fantasyland. They look at ghosts differently than we do. As I said, in Disneyland, you're in New Orleans Square. They don't have a Liberty Square. France, and you can see that by this time the designers had won out. Walt was no longer there to argue the point, so we made it decrepit on the outside. This is some more of Mark Davis's work. This is some portrait pieces that were designed for Disneyland, and they transform before your eyes. This is an early sketch of the portrait gallery. Now, as many people may know, when you go into the artwork for the stretch rooms at Phantom Manor in France. Phantom Manor has much more of a story along the lines of the Captain Blood and so forth, and the bride repeats throughout, and you can see that in this case, for the stretching portraits, all four of them are about the same lady and some of the things that have happened to her in her lifetime. She didn't have a real happy life. Early stretch room from the leather. I love this piece of artwork. If you go through the mansion and look, and well, actually, if you go through a lot of the Disney areas and really look for detail, you'll find some really fantastic, oh, they thought about this, oh, they thought about this. There are 3 different carvings of bats, faces that are in the library. We still use some lighting in the library. As we evolve with technology, of course, we try to update things. There's another shot of the library. This is the conservatory. As you go through the conservatory, oh, I'm sorry, this is the music room. As you go through the music room, the music is going to change. When you first come in, this one had lots of light effects that we decided not to do. This is the endless hallway as it appears here and appears in Disneyland. In France, they put the bride back in because she is a continuing part of the story there. And this is a rendering for Phantom Manor in France that shows what the relationship and the effect should be between the guests and the Omnimover and land. Now, of course, we have a knight here, but our knight doesn't do much more than shake a little bit. For just a few weeks at Disneyland, they put a cast member in a costume. Exitencio's voice, the gentleman who wrote Grim Grinning Ghost and also wrote the Yo-Ho Yo-Ho Pirate's Life for me, is the part of the story that was later taken. In fact, in 1969, there were some records. This character has appeared in a number of different pieces over the years. We have him in different ways throughout the mansion at the moment, but the design of the Madame Leota, as many people know, Madame Leota, her face was from an Imagineer because it's Nodo Productions and she was cheap. That is Leota Toombs, that's her actual last name. Her daughter is currently the art director at Disneyland. It's Kim Irvine. Still the walking tour, and you can see that the seance room was already part of it. And then this is the walking tour shot of the guest ballroom, and it had the organ at the far end. Other pieces of early sketch work. And then here you can see some of what we call Pepper's Ghost. Pepper's Ghost effect, as I said, they've gone back in of the ghosts in the mansion. sketches of the dancers. In Disneyland, they actually have the original organ from the movies. And then there's the reality. This is a shot that you don't get to see unless you walk into the back areas of the Haunted Mansion. The butler that is standing there greeting manor in France. And then we move on and upwards into the attic. Those are early sketches. And here we do see the bride. A few years ago, this is the Hatbox Ghost. If you look in the lower right-hand picture, you can see that there is a head in a hat box that he is holding. And when you would have seen him, you saw him with his head on his shoulders, then his head disappeared off of his shoulders and reappeared into the hat box. There has been talk of bringing him back in for future enhancements. Don't know whether it will happen, but I've heard some discussion. There is the Hatbox Ghost. And in France, you do not go into the attic, you go into the bride's boudoir, and you can see her on the left side. And she is staring into a mirror which shows her a reflection of her own death. Have they, I don't know if you've been told or whether anybody's already held a meeting in the graveyard, and there's an early sketch of the band that appears on the left of the graveyard. The barbershop chorus was never done with bicycles. We do have bicycling ghosts up on the left side. And then these are the busts. You can see there were 6 designs originally. We only have 5 of them. There's been a rumor for purse. You can see in the main photo that the ghosts are blue and the owls are sort of a yellow. All of the live creatures in the graveyard are lit with incandescent light. It is a yellow light. All of the ghosts are lit with sketch. It is the only hidden Mickey that I'm aware of in the Haunted Mansion. It is not in the sketch. But if you will look back over your right shoulder, right as you're seeing the opera singer, this is in a crypt in the middle came from. We've replaced him with somewhat of the Hatbox Ghost, of course, in the final version, as you can see there. And here are the maquettes and some other early sketch work. And then we come to another Pepper's Ghost effect. This is a reverse Pepper's Ghost. A lot of people don't notice the torches. They're beautiful. You know, the hands coming out of the wall draped in linen, and then the torches up above. If you get a chance, take a look at those. And then there's Ray Charles as a ghost. In France, Little Leota, as we call her, is up on a shelf with the bottles and so forth. This is one of the sketches. This one was done by Joe Warren. He works, I saw Joe today, he's over at Epcot. That's where he's based. We did this piece when we were adding in the hearse. And this is what we call an enhancement. It's not a new attraction. They did I think it ran for a couple of months. Leota Tombstone this last year. That was the last enhancement that we did for the mansion. I helped work on this project as well. Jason Sorrell, who's giving the presentation in the Hall of Presidents at the moment, is the scriptwriter for this. Dear Sweet Leota, beloved by all.